told you guys I live in an alternate universe that was sponsored by heaven, and they created it and put me inside there so that I can live whilst I try to find my way to my actual universe. Another day, another vlog. I was gonna say another day, another dollar, but I was like, nah, another day, another million. That's what I say. But anyway, hey guys, welcome back to the Power Closet, a space for perspectives where conversation meets style. If you're new here, hi, what's up? My name is Tumi. I make all sorts of videos from fashion, conversation, lifestyle, and everything in between. Sorry, we're doing a bit of construction work near where I reside. Anywho, today is a very interesting day. So I'm on leave. Can you see how much of a joke that is? I feel like we really need to unpack that in the sense that I left my, structured 9-to-5 job, and I'm like, okay, yeah, gonna be an entrepreneur. Well, I didn't know at that time, but that's a story for another day. And it's so fascinating how when you actually run your own business, you work way more than when you're working for a corporate firm, at least in my experience, in the sense that like there's just so much blurred lines with the kind of job that I do, in the sense that I'm supposed to be on leave this week because I'm not meant to be communicating with my team. I have done that. I'm also not meant to be like working. I was up till 3:30 yesterday. Okay, I wasn't doing work till 3:30, but I was working till like 12. The night before I slept at 2 on Sunday or something. I think I slept at like 2 again, and it was because I was grinding. I was in work, and I was just thinking about how interesting that is, because obviously, sometimes like you leave and you think maybe you would have better hours, and in a sense I guess because I woke up at what time today and nobody could tell me you're not at work yet, come to the office, because my office is at home. But anywho, so it's just so interesting. It was a new dynamic for me, having to have boundaries, but I'm really working on it, especially this season where I know that so many things are going on at the same time. It's kind of difficult to have very firm boundaries. But anywho, I literally started going so deep. Today is supposed to be a chill day. I'm having a solo date with myself. I haven't had one in a long time where I just comfort myself. So we're going to go see a movie. We're going to see Ferrari at Everyman Boulevard. I've never been before. I've heard rather very good things about it. And then prior to the movie, I have lunch at Akara, which I'm sure you would have seen in my other vlog. And then we can just chill, chat, and come back home and rest and sleep and catch up on the sleep that I so desperately need. But anyway, stay tuned. Sometimes when I think about the fact that my job is to sit behind a camera, well, right now, sit behind a camera, write, walk around the camera, it's just so interesting. Like, I'm like, this is not the life I thought I would be living, and it's such a sharp contrast to my old life, which was investment banking, hardcore, staying behind a desk and just working till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I remember one person saying to me when they spoke to me, like personally, when I was in banking, they were like, wow, like he just looked at me and he was like, what a waste of resources. Basically saying that the company was wasting money by hiring me and putting me behind a desk, that I was not the kind of girl that was made for that. But because I wanted to embody like Jessica Pearson, you remember Suits, like Jessica Pearson kind of vibe, I had this whole dream about how, not like I had this dream, but in my mind I was like her. But I felt like the only way that I could express that behavior was by going to that kind of job. Well, was I very wrong? Because I very much still understand I have my Jessica Pearson mode for sure, but I'm a softie at heart. I'm a creative, but I'm also like, honestly, I really am a businesswoman. That's actually the core of me. But anywho, I like to say that I embody a businesswoman, an engineer, and a creative at the same time. It just depends on which side of me it is that you're experiencing. But anywho, we have arrived at Akara, which is good, and I'm ready to eat. So this is the star of the show, obviously. Tiger prawn akara. I didn't even tell you. That's Chapman. It's a traditional drink. Bottoms up. Well, it doesn't really make sense because that's not a drink, but I'm gonna eat and then we can chat after lunch. Okay, chicken and then some rice. Okay, movie done. I feel like I haven't even talked to the camera all day today, but that was an incredible movie. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Like, it was so good. So just recap, Ferrari. That was a movie that I went to see, Ferrari. So obviously it's about the automotive dealer / racing company. It was incredible. Like, I didn't expect it to be that good, but someone told me that it was good. But no, it's incredible. Like, it's such a good movie. And I don't know, you know how me, I like all things nice. As I was watching that thing, I was like, I really need to get into Formula One. You can tell a movie is good just like by the effects. Every time the cars will go by, just the sound in the cinema was incredible. Like, just, and as like they change girls, oh, it's so cool. Mr. Power calls out to you like racing. Because I have ideas about things you could do. Hold on. For a market, I want to get a donut. Okay, so what I actually loved about the movie, beyond like the effects, etc., is honestly, I was speaking to a friend yesterday, and I feel like since I became an entrepreneur, I've always been like a type A hardcore girl, like very hardcore in terms of work. I don't know, I was gonna say I don't know, like I feel like just in general, like when you come from like African homes, like I remember my parents, like my dad would say, oh, he used to come first in school, and I feel like all our parents say that, so I'm like, so who came last? But anyway, that I digress, in the sense that you're literally trained to be a go-getter. Like, you are trained to be go, especially in my family. Like, I come from a family where my mom's a doctor, my dad's an engineer, my sister is, and like what's she? She's a doctor. My brother, engineer. My other sister is a lawyer. I studied engineering. A lot of us were like, well, first class, top, like go, right? Go, children. So when I was watching the movie, in a kind of twisted way, it kind of even made me want to be a bit more go. But then it didn't at the same time, because I don't get why a lot of people were dying from those crashes. I think that was the thing that just freaked me out a lot, in the sense that from the way they portrayed Enzo Ferrari, was like he was so determined to win that it almost seemed as though he didn't care for the lives of his drivers, which I do not agree with at all. I thought like, okay, look, you can go, but not to the point of death. Like, excuse me, no. So that was like my thought, like that's a bit extreme. But what was inspiring was like his determination to win, like his drive. It was a bit twisted, I agree, but in a weird way it kind of made me be like, at the end of the day, right, we think of Ferrari now, they're good at what they do. And I'll give you another example, like what really inspired me. Yeah, this is what I was speaking to my friend about like knowing your craft. And he was an engineer, right? So it was when he was explaining to his son Piero, speaking about how the engine works. I think it's so important that everybody actually understands their craft to the T. You have to know your stuff, as in really know it. I remember when I was in banking, I would say to the Lord that if you call me to banking, I want to go to Wall Street. Well, obviously I wasn't called to banking, so I never went, but he did give me the opportunity to go to like one of the world's oldest investment banks to learn, because I've always been that person. If you want me to do anything for you, I want to be good at it, excellent at it. And I feel like that was the thing I liked about Enzo. I was like, my Enzo, I really liked that about him, in the sense that he had that drive. Yeah, I really can't imagine. I feel like even when I think about my friends, like my friends are like that too. Like my closest of friends, a lot of them are like that. They're very on it, as in relentless. They keep going. I guess we have to talk about balance, because we really don't want to be getting to that extreme. But I gotta get underground now, so I will chat to you in a second. Okay, back overground or on land, and I had a bit of a change in heart in like the last 30 minutes that I've been on the train. And I was like, okay, you know what? Whilst he was very determined, he was actually a little bit interesting. Just, I would say interesting in the sense that the way he was portrayed, obviously, because I don't know him, it seemed like obviously a man that had emotions and all of that. That was a bit, it seemed like his son's death really affected him. But I wonder what it's like running a business where you know that every time someone on your team gets into a vehicle, they might never come back, really, because basically there was a scene where every time the drivers are about to race, they would write a letter to their loved ones, basically saying, you know, I love you. If I don't come back, you know that I love you, etc., etc. I was like, this is so deep. I actually didn't know Formula One was, well, that was then, right? I'm sure the safety requirements now are a lot more stringent, but still, because of how fast they were driving, yeah, it was just really deep. Anyway, and then another thing that crossed my mind in the 30 minutes, I was like, yeah, determined and all, but I know people that work day and night. Meanwhile, the sad thing is that you just can't see the results of their efforts. So there's a scripture that says, I planted, Apollos watered, but it is the Lord that brought the increase. So obviously we know Ferrari is a very successful company, but if you just take away from that, just because you work yourself to the bone doesn't necessarily mean you become a billionaire or a millionaire or even a thousandaire, to be honest. You can just be a bone. Sorry, I'm sorry, but it's actually the truth. Yeah, I have serious problems sometimes, but it was just food for thought. I think my change in heart during the ride on the train was, I admire his discipline. I really admire his discipline, but the way he was portrayed sometimes was a bit like, this is a bit deep. It seems like you don't care. It's like, don't take your foot off the pedal. But anyway, enough with my Ferrari recap. It was a really good movie, so if you're in London, definitely go see it, or somewhere else where it's being screened, please go see it. It's really, really good, and it's a nice way to take off some steam. I really enjoyed my solo date. I feel like I really needed it. There's like a spring in my step, in the sense that I took care of myself. I feel like you guys that watch this channel will be like, you do that every week. Don't you do that every week? Well, yes, I do, and I should do it every day, not just every week, I'll have you know. But I really enjoyed it because it was just a nice day. I had a wonderful meal at Akara. I had really cozy seats in Borough Yard, and I love my movie. It's freezing though, it's so cold in London right now, but such is life. So I'm just gonna go home, have a cup of tea, and just chill. But yeah, see ya. Hey guys, morning. So this was actually supposed to be a vlog on just my solo dates, but then I decided to take my camera today as I go for a walk. So I like coming for walks in specific areas, really areas that are spenny. And I'm in Notting Hill today, which is beautiful, and I just find it so fascinating that these houses are worth a lot. I'm gonna flip the camera now and show you. Hold on. I don't know, would I live in a bright yellow house? For me, absolutely not. From what I understand in London, like you can't just, you know how like in some parts of the world you can just paint your house to that color. If you touch these colors, like the blue, the yellow, you get inside a lot of trouble. It's part of the beauty of the building, and it adds the heritage of the area. But it's quite interesting. I was just thinking, would I want to live in a bright yellow building? Absolutely not. But I just came to have a walk in Notting Hill. Actually, I wanted to go to Holland Park, which is where I'm actually walking to. Apparently that's where the Beckhams live. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot. I'm always thinking, forever thinking. But you know what, let's chat about what I've been thinking about when I get to Holland Park, because my hands are freezing and I have to put it in my jacket. Powis Square. I know that there's a very expensive building nearby. Am I the only one that like randomly goes on like Rightmove and all these like estate agency websites to like look at homes and daydream about where they're going to live? Because if I'm the only one, well, oh well, but I do that pretty often, because I told you guys I live in an alternate universe that was sponsored by heaven, and they created it and put me inside there so that I can live whilst I try to find my way to my actual universe. But right now I'm pretty sure that my actual universe is here. Da-ding. Wow. This is why I'm like such an interesting person. I'm meant to be going for a walk. How did I end up in Portobello Road, or rather on Portobello Road, trying on vintage mink and fox jackets? Like who does that? Who actually does that? The jackets were exquisite, so nice. and I saw one that if I could release the money from my account right now, I would buy it and I wouldn't hesitate, like, at all. It was so stunning. Okay, so guys, I used to come to Portobello Road a ton before, so I'm like, I'm pretty used to it, but I've never seen this shop before. They sell vintage fur jackets and fur coats, and oh my god, I have a fur jacket, but one time I was going out, I moved my arm too hard and it ripped. My tailor sewed it back and he patched it up and it looks brand new. However, the arm width, when I got it in France, it was already quite small. So when it ripped and he had to kind of like patch it back together, it made it even smaller, which is so frustrating because every time I wear it now, I know that the jacket feels snug. So I want to replace it. Anywho, so I see this store that sells fur jackets and then I go in, I'm trying on and then she brings out this black jacket. And she literally saw my face because I came for like the standard fur one, right? Just to try on. Remember, I was supposed to be walking, so I was like, oh, let me just try on, like, no harm. When she showed me that black one, I just wanted to collapse. I was like, God, don't do this to me. God, please. Like, one of my friends, she's always like, there's no way that God made us with this kind of taste for us to be suffering, because it's actually unfair. How can you be giving... She, like, every jacket I tried on, she was like, everything looks stunning on you. And of course, the more I tried on, it was the more expensive ones that started looking... The one that I picked, I think... Let me blow your mind. The cheapest one that I picked that I liked was £399. By the time she started, like, the jacket, I'm not even gonna say the price of the jacket, for the black jacket or the fox one, but everyone I tried on, she would just start smiling. She's like, it looks stunning on you. Like, it just looks, she's like, it's almost like it was made for her. I was like, God, you did not make me to be the tail, you made me to be the head. Anywho, so I had a wonderful, wonderful time. The black jacket, I'll sleep on it, but as of right now, I don't really want to spend that kind of money on a jacket. Oh, this is such a pretty street. Let's have a look, shall we? Can you guys hear that? The sounds of birds. That's usually a sign that it's a strictly residential area, which is an area I love. So we are in Holland Park today. My birds, a sign that it is a quiet... I don't know, there's some people that really love living around areas where it's like whoosh, 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 whoosh. So basically like partying and stuff. I couldn't think of anything worse. I do not want to live there or in a place like that. I really love quiet. I love residential. I love family. So I always come to like dream and just like take in various areas. So eventually after Portobello, obviously you can tell that we actually ended up at Holland Park, which I'll give you a bit of an insight into. I mean, I've been showing you snips here and there, but I'll show you some more in a sec. But look at this beautiful house. Perfect. Yeah, beautiful house. Like, there are quite a lot of like houses like that, which is so stunning. Really, really, really stunning. Wow, guys, look, they even have a purple one. So cool. Anywho, walking back home now, all the houses are so cute. Purple one, pink one, etc, etc. Now, see, the problem with my shopping is that I'm not going to be thinking about that black jacket. I'll be thinking about it. And because it's a vintage shop, obviously it's a one-off piece. Like, you don't find that kind of jacket, right? Because first of all, it's black mink. Second of all, it had like balloon sleeves. Thirdly, it was just so exquisite. It was really, really wonderful. Anywho, I love Holland Park area. It's just so quiet. Very me. I have a serious problem, honestly speaking. But anywho, going to probably walk past Westbourne Grove and then head home. You know, one place that I can't live on? Portobello Road. That was in the clip that I just showed you like 2 seconds ago. It has an insane amount of tourists and it is always packed. So every I think it's like, I don't know if it's Friday to Sunday, but I don't know, during the weekend, it's basically like a market where people buy and sell things. So they have like vintage watches, vintage bags, dresses. That was exactly the road that I tried on all the jackets on. But it's not just like a random store on the street. It's actually a shop on Portobello Road at the end, more towards Holland Park area, so at the other side. But yeah, I was like I couldn't live on Portobello Road because it's so chaotic. I don't know how people live there, but people do live there, and the houses are very expensive, which makes sense, right? Because of the history of the place, which is how I guess that's just how London is. But geez, man, imagine opening your door, you now just see 300 people in front of you. Oh, this is so stunning. Every time I go to Leto, wow, Ferrari on the loose. But every time I go to Leto, it takes me forever to decide what I want to order because everything just looks so nice. Like, I feel like what always attracts me is like the cheesecake or the tart. But then I decided to go for tiramisu today because I was like, oh, I walked a lot today. I filmed today, even when I'm on holiday. So I deserve a treat. I remember when my best friend told me that somebody told her that, why are you always looking to have treats? You're not a dog, you don't need a bone or something like that. And I was like, how can you say that? What kind of person says that? I refuse to listen to such a person. I deserve a treat. And I gave myself one. Anywho, I think this is a great place for us to end the vlog. Don't you think so? You guys have like seen me do my chill Saturday routine. Ooh. Can you guys see can you see what happened? I walked by the store. This is a designer consignment store. Okay, to make it people. They have the Bottega pouch. I have a genuine problem. Okay, I'm going to enter this. So you guys have witnessed live twice in one vlog how my eyes just, I'm supposed to be doing something, I'm not gonna see shopping and I'll go. Anywho, I looked at the Bottega bag. It's just like the regular Bottega pouch that I must have spoken about in probably my last video about like bags I want to buy pre-owned. Exactly, that was what made me enter there, in the sense that it was a consignment store. They're selling the brown pouch, or rather beige pouch. It was 1,500, and then she was like, oh, they have 20% off today, so that'll probably be 1,500 times 2, so 300, so 1,002, which not bad. But I feel like I could get it cheaper on Vestiaire, and honestly it's not top of mind right now. Neither do I, like, am I even looking in that direction. If someone were to give me money now, can you see how my mind works? I'm like, I'd rather go and pick up that vintage jacket I saw because it was so beautiful. So wonderful. Okay, now seriously, I'm going to end the vlog now. If I find any more things, I will talk to you about it in the next video, but I am going home to eat my tiramisu and break my fast. But thank you so much for sticking it out with me, following me on all my many escapades. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment. I'll try and look for the vintage store that I went to. It's actually really, really nice. But thank you for watching. Bye guys.